County School Corporation C4 calendar.
Yeah, so we have those right now, and remember, we're not going to have any e-learning days. That's a big change, and I'll be telling parents, our children will be provided 180 days of education with a real-life teacher, and they'll be provided 180 days of free breakfast and 180 days of free lunch. And the only time we'll use an e-learning day is if we get into an emergency situation, and we've used the 3 days we built in as snow days. We do have 5 from when school ends till graduation, and that's just something that Kevin and I would have to work out, getting our seniors through and everything ready. But that's significant, and it does parallel to BCSE for our C4 kids. So I think it's about as perfect as we can get, but you saw what happened to the 26, 27, so. But I do need your approval. We'd like to publicize those if we could.
I move that we approve the school calendars for 27, 28, 28, 29, and 29, 30.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All right, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Second reading to approve the support staff employee handbook update. Dr. Howard?
Yes, there was only one change since you received your copy. And the change was that we allowed the choice of support staff to be paid in 26 pays or to be paid just for the biweekly during the months they worked. And the change now we're going to make is if you were employed prior to July 1 of 2026, you can stay on the 26 pay if that was your choice. If you're hired at July 1 or later, then you will have to be paid bi-weekly for the months that you work. And that's one big significant change from the last time you had a reading and a draft. But I promised you'd have this for July or June 1, you remember, back a year ago. You had it in May for first reading. Here we are in June, second reading, we get approval, you'll have that, and now we're working on the teacher handbook and getting it more up to current in our as far as our practices. So I would recommend that the board approve. I need action on approving that handbook. We'll probably have some revisions coming down the road, but it's pretty good right now.
Awesome. Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the employee staff, support staff handbook.
I'll second.
A motion and a second, any discussion?
I do have a discussion. What was the purpose of changing the 26 weeks if you're hired after the 1st of July this year?
Well, it gets down to payroll, and it gets confusing when you have 2 different ways of doing support staff and keeping track of the time.
Okay.
And it parallels perfectly with our K-time that we're working with as well.
Okay, thought
Yeah,
maybe.
so I'm glad you asked the question. There is a reason. Thank you.
It's easy to take a salary and divide by 26, but when you're looking at hourly wages and trying to hold back a portion of them, I can see how it
Yes.
gets confusing.
Yes.
Our
Good question though, Kathleen, thank you.
K-time is not made for 26 pays. I mean, I've had that discussion with Boyce, who's a software company, and other, are obviously payroll staff, but that system is really not meant for 26 pay. It's a lot of manual work. It's not really helping us become any more efficient from going from time cards to electronic type system.
But
The whole idea to do that is to be more efficient. And I feel
But an
like-
orientation for our new support staff. They can do what many people are already doing, and they open up a credit union account or a savings account, because we don't care where we deposit their money. And they can take the same fraction of their pay each week, or every 2 weeks pay period, and they can have it directly deposited that then they can be withdrawing and using to live off of, or use however they want over the summer. It just has to be that there's more responsibility on them than instead of us in budgeting their money. But there's still a way to do that, and it's very easy to do. All we need is a routing number. Okay?
Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Next is second reading to approve Neola policies. I am not going to read all of those policies, but they're listed there in your agenda.
I think it deserves more than a few seconds after the length of time it took to read what 300 some pages.
There were a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I move that we approve the Neola policies listed in the board packet.
I'll second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for all the work on those policies.
You're welcome.
Next is the first reading to approve Neola policies. So another set of them. This is the first reading, so.
Yes, this was a special release by Neola, and you'll find in your packet that the first one was the tag. And remember, annually, there's a requirement that we approve the tag, and there's some updates to the teacher appreciation grant policy, and I brought that to you. And then there are several policies that are in there under the different numbers that have to do with AI, the artificial intelligence that you have to have, and to cover us legally. So this is just first reading. You see something there that bothers you, a choice that's been made, or a suggestion for your approval, we'll ask for approval in July on that packet. Okay, so no action tonight.
All right. Any questions or things?
Upon approval, we're going to make sure that staff are aware of our AI policy so that they know what their responsibilities are. And
Yes, that's actually part of our summer retreat we're doing on July 30th.
very good.
All right. Next item is the approval of the 2026-2027 Language Arts textbook adoption.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2026-27 language arts textbook adoption as it was
I'll
presented
second
to
it.
us.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is the approval of the tennis court bid. The recommendation is to approve Robertson Paving's bid for $297,670 to put in a new foundation and reconstructing the tennis courts. Robertson Paving was the lowest bidder of the 6 that placed bids on the court.
We've been a year and a half planning for this, so now you vote on this tonight.
I do.
This is evidence of Bob's hard work.
What will Pete do when he doesn't have that to complain about?
Pete will be playing on it this year though, right?
Yes.
This season. It'll just be a couple of games that will have to be.
That's my understanding. You know, with weather and construction, I make no promises.
Yeah.
That's
goal,
the
though.
intent.
That's correct, yes.
You know how that goes.
Thanks for setting me up. Appreciate it.
I move we approve the tennis court bid with Robertson Paving to reconstruct the foundation and rebuild those tennis courts. Hopefully, they'll last us for many, many years to come.
I'll second.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All those in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is the 2026-2027 Food Services Handbook, first reading.
So as you know, we're working on handbooks for everybody and everything, and we're trying to get caught up on some things. And so there's your first reading, and again, I would like for you to let me or Sherry know if there's anything at all that bothers you that is a requirement, an expectation, a procedure, a policy that we've listed in there. I want it to be clean and need your approval in July.
All right. Any other questions about that for Dr. Allen?
What I've read so far, I haven't read it with detail. Looks like it spells out what needs to be spelled out.
Been a lot of proofreaders, but credit is due where credit belongs, and that'd be Bob. Just to know, that's Bob Strauss digging into, taking from information from Jason and Kevin and Ashley and Sherry and myself and the 2 cafeteria managers. So he's gathered all of that and put it into that package for you.
All right. Next item is the resolution to transfer amounts from debt service fund to operations fund.
I can expand on that if you'd like.
Great.
DLGF for this year only is allowing us to take money from from one fund to offset losses from operations. So this year, due to Senate Bill 1 with homestead credits, there's going to be additional losses that would hit our operations fund. So they're allowing us to take funds from our debt service. They've already given us an amount we had to send in May, approval to do that. So basically, we're moving money to operations to offset losses from homestead credits.
Okay.
I make a motion to transfer amounts from debt service fund to the operations fund.
A motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All right, all those in favor vote by saying aye. Motion carried. Next is the approval of the Performance Services Second Amendment to the installment contract.
I can expand on this one too. Bob had did a presentation back in March talking about the different projects, HVAC projects and things like that. So we originally had an agreement with Performance Services back in like 22. So this is an amendment of that contract that was made then. So this installment's going to be additional 1.2 million to do the east side HVAC updates and stuff like that. So Bob, again, did a presentation in March going over those. So
Yeah.
now we want to approve that amendment.
Thank you, Ross.
Move we approve the Performance Services Second Amendment to the installment contract.
Motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
So motion and a second, any discussion? All right, all those in favor vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is the L Series 2025, no, that's the Series 2025 affidavit for payment to Performance Services. It's the recommendation to approve the invoice 406801 from Performance Services for $123,172.20 for Eastside HVAC.
Make a motion, we approve the Series 21 affidavit for payment to Performance Services for invoice 406801.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor vote by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. All right, got any old business for us, Doc?
And we're trying to do all we can to keep having old business. We want to keep creating new business.
All right.
So, nope, move on. Thank you.
Any superintendent items?
I will share one that I'm excited about, and Jason's taking the lead on this, and that's a summer retreat that it was his idea to hold this retreat for staff at Camp Atterbury. We held our last cabinet meeting with Ashley, Tracy, Kevin, Jason, Sherry, and Bob and I all out at Atterbury. Actually, they told me they like using the shelter house or shelter area, open shelter area for cabinet meetings instead of in here. But we wanted to be out there and experience the setting as we planned for the setting. And we're going to divide teachers into 6 to 8 teachers to a group. We're going to rotate 6 groups around Camp Atterbury to different stations, and each station will be having topics of which we'll address to have teachers have an opportunity to be, instead of doing it to teachers in decision making, allow them to be a part of the discussion and the decision making about progress and direction we want to see the district go. And it's going to be July the 30th, and we're going to start at the high school with breakfast at 7:30 that McDonald's is providing for us. And then we'll start heading to Camp Atterbury and be there by 8:15, 8:30, and we'll be there till about 4 o'clock. Jason's even thinking about putting together a service project for the teachers to do that would be about the last hour of the day of some kind of service, possibly at the park, or he'll have other ideas or suggestions. Kevin and Corey are going to have hamburgers and whatever grilled out there for lunch. And we'll have a visit of a slushy or icy or iced tea vendor to come out in the mid-afternoon on that hot July 30th day. But we want it to be fun. The railroaders are going to be out there for, is it 2 hours?
2 hours.
2 hours, and everybody can take a train ride around Atterbury with the railroaders. Is just a human development activity and something fun, because it can't be all work, right? You have to have a little bit of joy and fun and learning. And we, at least our administrators today say we've not done anything similar to this in the past, so let's start something new here that we hope will have some positive reward. And you know, I think I shared with the board before I made the promise, but we're gonna pay everybody $100 stipend for coming who attends, for giving up their day. $100 isn't much money, but we'll get great benefit out of it, we hope, and that everybody says that it was well worth the opportunity. So we'll give you a full report in August about how the July went, but school will already be well underway. But I believe in doing things with people.
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity to do that in a setting away from school.
Sounds great.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
Mhm.
If you need contact information for the Johnson County Parks Director, I can get that to you too. I'm sure he'd find a service project for you.
Service project might come back across 31.
Well, I know a parks director in Edinburgh that could probably use some service.
All right, any additional items?
None for me. No, thank you.
Any public comments?
This is where you guys, the newly hired people, sing that song of your choice. Did we not mention that, Jason? Did you not tell me? I forgot. Okay.
Our school fight song?
Yeah.
Should already know it.
I forgot to memorize that.
Welcome aboard.
Thanks, guys.
All right. No public comments. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Next meeting, July